What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Bullshot Darts. So the Dart Players of Chicago Tour Finals was a couple weekends ago, so I just want to do a small little recap of that, but more so, I want to talk about how to become a better darts player after a loss. There's two different ways to handle losing. You can either A, come up with a bunch of excuses and not grow from it, or B, you can have an honest self-assessment of your darts, see what you did right, see what you did wrong, learn from it, grow from it, and become better. So in this one, I'm going to talk about, well, how to become a better dart player after losing. But first, if you're new and looking to get better at darts, please make sure to hit that subscribe button down there, drop this video a thumbs up, and also go check out that darts improvement playlist. And also go check out bullshotdarts.com. Bullshot apparel is the perfect way to show your love for darts with pride. So head over there, guys, and pick up your new favorite dart shirt. So my performance a couple weekends ago wasn't great, but it also wasn't bad. My first match, I threw an 80 average and I won 5-0. So I was pretty happy with that, but, oh, dropping my darts. My first 9 was a 95. So my scoring was good, but it was my doubles that really brought me down, and I'm going to go into more detail about that in a little bit here, about how I'm going to get better from that. And then my second match, I threw a 78, but I lost 1-5. So a 78 is still solid for me, but it's not good. I definitely want to be consistently, above 80 at least, but especially 85 and higher. My opponent just shot really well. I think he threw an 88, and then he ended up winning the whole tournament. So, I lost to the tournament champion. So, there's really not much shame in that. So that's just a quick little recap of how that tournament went. Now I'm going to talk about, well, how I'm going to become a better darts player from that loss. And I'm also going to talk about how you guys can look at these same things from your performances to get better too. Because yeah, I'm talking about how to get better after a loss, but even after you win a darts tournament, it's still important to self-assess. So these tips will work whether you are winning or losing the darts tournaments that you are in. So for me, there's always 3 things I look at after a darts tournament as far as my performance goes. 1 is going to be my scoring, 2 is going to be my finishing, and 3 is going to be my mindset. Consistency is another thing I think about, but consistency kind of goes along the lines with all 3 of those things, because obviously you want to be consistently scoring, finishing, and have that positive mindset. But that's another thing I look at within all these 3s, but I'm not going to specifically talk about that. So first, let's get into scoring. So for me personally, my scoring, as I hit a 180, my scoring has been very good lately. I'm very happy with how my scoring has been. Sometimes I just get in these zones where I feel like my darts are magnetic to that triple. I really noticed it out in Vegas. If you did not watch my Vegas recap, go check that out because I go into detail about that. But then at this tournament, my scoring felt really good too overall. But during warm-ups, I had a little streak where in 5 rounds of darts, I hit 3 180s and a 140. And yes, it's just warm-ups, but still, those are darts that I'm happy with. So when I get in those zones, I'm thinking about what I'm doing right and what I need to do to get in that zone more often. So for you guys, I want you to think about that. When you're scoring really well, think about what you're doing. Where's your mindset? Where's your mechanics at? So, are we gonna get another 180 here? No, that wouldn't happen. Talking about scoring, I'm hitting some triples here. But yeah, so my scoring's been good, but let's look at what you can look at at yourself for scoring. So there is just straight up power scoring on that triple 20, trying to get your buck 80s. But there's also scoring when you have to leave that triple 20. So maybe you're hitting the triple 20 well, but when you do have to move away from that 20, let's say you got a blocker dart in there and you have to drop down to those 19s, maybe you're struggling there, or maybe if you have to go to those, oh gosh, I keep getting close. Or maybe if you have to switch over to those 18s, you're missing those 18s, because I'll get in some times where I will be smashing the triple 20s, but the second I have to drop down to those 19s, I'm hitting a 3 or a 7. And even vice versa, sometimes I'm not feeling comfortable on that 20, so I'm power scoring on the 19s, and every time I go up to that 20, I'm missing and hitting a 5 or a 1. So just think about your scoring. How's it going in the beginning of the match, the middle of the match? Yeah, so scoring is one thing I look at. Look at your scoring, and if you feel that you need to work on it, then, well, of course you have to work on your scoring. Because now I'm going to talk about finishing here, and this is a problem that I'm having because I'm scoring really well because I've been practicing a lot scoring, but my finishing is what has really been holding me down, and it's showing because in my practice, I'm not practicing my outs that much. So my first match, I said I threw an 80 and I won 5-0. My first 9 in that match was a 95. So my scoring was good, but when it came down to those doubles, I was having some struggles. At one of the games, I had 40 left, and I think I missed 9 darts at it. Another example, I had 8 left. I had 32 left. I missed inside, then missed outside on the double 4. So 3 misses at it. And then the next time I went up, I hit a triple 13. So that leg specifically, I actually started with 5 perfect darts. 180. And then I went trip 20, then I got a 140, I believe. And I was down to 32 after, I think, 9 darts. So I was looking at a 13 darter and I blew it. So now I'm looking at, taking it out on my next throw. And my first throw, I hit the double 13 and busted. So my doubles and finishing have been struggling. And there's a couple different things you can look at in your finishing. You have your combo finishes, where it's not just a 1 dart out. So, if you're just looking at just 40, you're going straight at that double 20 and taking out that out. But it's much different when you have a combo finish where you need to hit at least 1 or 2 darts to set up that double. And actually, my combo finishing has been pretty good. I've been hitting some good outs, so I am happy with that. But when I'm approaching the line with like 32, 40, 20, like a 1 dart out, I don't know what it is, but I've been struggling with that a lot lately. So that is one thing I'm going to focus more on in my practice sessions because I don't really practice 1 dart outs. I like to do minimum 2 dart outs. Like I love shooting in like the 41 to 60 range where it's, a fat number and then an out, or even 61 and above where it's 1 triple. Or let me see, your first dart goes at a triple, but if you miss, you still have a single dart and an out. So that's why that finishing has been good for me. I never really practice approaching the line with 32 left and taking it out. So that's definitely one thing I'm gonna have to really start incorporating into my darts game. So I want you guys to think about that too. Like, how is your outs going? Maybe you're having great setup shots. Maybe you're doing good on those combo finishes like me. Maybe you do really good on the 1 dart outs, but you've been struggling with the combo finishes. So whatever it might be, just really look at how your finishing has been going and, see what you got to work on. Lastly, let's get into mindset. I talk about how important mindset is all the time. If you have 2 players with similar skill sets, but one has a great mindset and one has a bad mindset, the great mindset is always going to win because they're going to be able to bring out the best in their darts. Lately, my mindset has been very positive until it comes down to those double shots. So, because I know I've been struggling with it. So what I need to work on is staying positive through those double shots. And if I was being more positive on those out shots, I know I would be hitting them more. But since I've been struggling with them, or struggling with my outs, I've been struggling with that mindset part of it. Hey, another 180. Once again, scoring is good, but doubles not so great. But yeah, so overall my mindset has been good, but until it gets down to those doubles, so I need to really focus on keeping that positive mindset even when I get down to those doubles. So I'm going to do that by just practicing a lot of outs coming up. I still need to work on my scoring because I don't want to lose that part of my game because my scoring's been good. But I definitely need to put more time into my outs because that's also going to help my mindset. So think about your mindset. Maybe if you start winning a game, do you keep having that mindset, or do you possibly start thinking about the other person coming back and winning? Because I've definitely been there where I've been up big. My opponent wins like 1 or 2 legs, and even though I still have a really good lead, my mindset starts to go down. So maybe you could be struggling with that. Or maybe if you get down big time, your mindset just goes down a lot because you just assume you're going to lose. But even if you're down, you can always come back and win. So, you know, you don't want your mindset to go down just because you're losing. I've had plenty of matches where I was down, but I stuck with it. I kept my mindset in the game, and I kept my darts in the game, and I was able to come back. So work on having that consistent mindset no matter what position you are in the game. And this is something we all struggle with. Like, I'm sitting here telling you to be consistent with your mindset, but I just told you how inconsistent mine has been. So this is something big time I'm focusing on too. Actually, that's probably the biggest thing, is the mindset through my game lately. Because the mindset's going to affect your scoring. The mindset's going to affect your finishing. The mindset's going to affect your ability to win games. So yeah, mindset's super important, and I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I've been rambling a lot on here. We'll get in one more shot. I got 2 180s in this video, so let's see if we can end it with one more. Let's see. Nope. My darts are better when I'm just talking and throwing. All right, guys, so that's it for this one. Once again, these are tips that not tips, but these are things you should look at whether you're winning or losing. Always self-assess your games, because there's always something you can work on and practice to get better at, to go further in your darts tournaments and win more darts tournaments. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, drop the video a thumbs up. A couple videos popped up over here. Make sure you go check those out. BullshotDarts.com to pick up some Bullshot apparel. I will see you all in the next one, and shoot well.